Hi, welcome to today's edition of It's Your Business. My name is Cindy Doherty, and I will be your host today. And today's guest, we would like to welcome Raul Tellez from Big Frog Custom T-shirts and more. Welcome, Raul.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you here. When we start to talk about your involvement with Big Frog, I always think it's interesting to go back and ask a little bit about your professional career and how that's evolved over the years. So I don't think you started out as an entrepreneur. How did you start out, really?
I started out with my career as an attorney. So I tell people now that I'm a recovering attorney, and though I still maintain my license and I still do a little work on the side here and there. But no, I started off as an attorney in private practice. I litigated cases for 10 years and worked another 10 years for different companies as corporate counsel. And after my last position came to an end, I decided to take a more entrepreneurial route, and here I am with Big Frog.
I think that's interesting, and people who become entrepreneurs, seem to have different goals when it comes to that. What attracted you to owning your own business?
Well, I wanted to have a little bit more flexibility and control over my destiny and career. I wanted to do something where I could involve my family a little bit more, and you can't do that with just any business either,
Sure.
but this particular type of business allows me to do that. And then it also allows me to focus more on doing community events and activities, and those are things that typically as an attorney you wouldn't have that opportunity at least as much as I do now in this kind of setting that I do with this business.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
So you mentioned family involvement. You have children.
I have 3 kids.
Are they starting to be involved in Big Frog?
They are. My son is a mini me. He he's a good salesman. He's training well. He's in
That's
7th
good.
grade, so he still has a ways to go. But he can do a little bit of graphic design. He helps print the T-shirts. He answers the phone on occasion, and he'll answer customers' questions when they come into the store.
That's great.
Yeah.
And what a great learning experience for kids to
Oh,
be
yeah.
involved at that age in seeing how a business is run.
Oh, yeah.
In every aspect. That's pretty neat.
First-hand experience. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he'll either love it or he won't, probably, by the
Yeah,
time
right,
he gets to
right.
college age. You also mentioned, obviously you're a people person, and being an attorney, you're involved with clients on a daily basis. But I think we talked about how different it is in a business such as this, where you're dealing with people coming in off the street every day. Is that a more satisfying way to deal with the public?
You know, it's a different way of doing it, but when I was doing the legal stuff more in the past, it felt good to be able to help a customer or a client in need, and that was a great feeling of satisfaction. And in a very different setting, but in a similar kind of way, I help people with their T-shirt needs. And the great thing about that, I never realized it, but everybody who comes into the store who needs a shirt has a reason for needing an image printed. It's either to celebrate a birthday, they're doing a fundraiser for somebody in honor of somebody who survived cancer or whatever. And it gives us a lot more opportunity to just get to know people on a totally different level. It's just amazing, and you would never think that from a T-shirt, but it's
Exactly,
true.
but everybody has a story, and you get involved in whatever it is that they're trying to convey through the T-shirt message.
Absolutely, absolutely.
That's very cool. One thing I learned when I went to your shop was that you have a completely different setup, a system of printing T-shirts than I always think of the kind of messy ink, and you're putting all these layers on the T-shirts. But what's your process like?
Yeah, what you were talking about is probably more like traditional screen printing, and what we do is a process that's called direct-to-garment printing, or DTG. And it's just a much newer technology. It allows us to print full-color images directly onto the shirt that you can't do with traditional screen printing. So what this means is that we can do full-color photographs, clip art, logos, any kind of design like that. And it's full color process, it's high resolution, so we can actually print up to 16 million colors
Wow.
if we needed to for,
That's a lot.
yeah, for an image. So, but if you just think of being able to put someone's photograph of a loved one or somebody, your dog or pet or whatever you want on a shirt, we can do that. And we can customize each shirt at the individual level for anybody who needs one. So
So the customer really has a lot of input into the design of the T-shirt and a lot of, what do I want to say? There are just a ton of different ways that you can customize. the
absolutely,
shirts.
our slogan is "You think it, we ink it," and
That's great. That
and
kind
that's
of
what we
says it
do.
all.
So they come up with an idea, we translate that into an art design, and go back and forth with the customer until they like what they have, and then we print it up.
That's really neat. That's really neat. Well, we've talked a little bit about the business and what all that you do. I also know that you're very involved in a lot of community service activities. Can you talk a little bit about a couple of the ones that you're most proud of or most involved with?
Yes. There are a number that we've gotten involved in, especially the autism events that go around town. We have last year and this year we did team T-shirts for the Autism Speaks walks. We have special pricing that we do for people who want team shirts for that. They use those for fundraisers, those kinds of things. We've done some for Relay for Life, some of the participants who are doing fundraisers for those activities around town. The Forest Hills 5K is another one. And we just like to go to these different events and help out when we can with either special pricing for shirts or being involved in the event itself.
I think did you bring a shirt from a breast cancer walk?
Yeah,
that
so
you might
one of the
wanna-
shirts
wanna
that
show?
we do, and this is on a dry fit shirt, but it's a full color print, and we did this in memory or in honor of breast cancer for the month of October. This is a very popular shirt.
And it's really neat. It's like you said, it's the dry fit fabric. And,
Exactly. And the good thing about these, especially for people who do walkathons or do 5K events, is that with our printing process, it's actually embedded into the shirt, so it totally breathes with the shirt. It doesn't fade, peel, or crack, and it's a lot more comfortable to wear when you're running or getting active in
Exactly.
your event. So it's a really comfortable feel.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Really
Yeah.
nice. Okay, so we talked about autism, breast cancer awareness. What else are you involved with? I know we talked about summer fair.
Yeah, we're doing the shirts for this year's summer fair. We as a big order, and we're glad to be involved with them and participating in that event as well. Absolutely. So that was a really nice event to be able to help out with.
Well, we can't finish this interview without talking about the T-shirt launcher, because I think that is the coolest thing. I know that our audience has probably been to sporting events where they launch T-shirts out into the audience.
Yes.
But yours is kind of special because how did you get that made?
I have a son of a friend of mine who is much more mechanically inclined than I am, and he actually
Can we drag that thing up here?
Sure, he actually
pretty cool.
made this for me, and we actually have two of these. I have one here today, but we take these to the different events that we go to, and we will donate T-shirts, and we'll launch them out into the crowd, and we just have a lot of fun with it. This is great. I have fun doing this. My son loves doing this.
I think it's so neat. And the kids came up with the design.
Yeah.
I guess they looked it up on the internet and
Yeah, they
figured out
did.
how to make it.
Yeah, and then he modified it, and here it is. It's a
Talk about ingenuity.
oh, it's great. We load it with air in here. We stuff the T-shirt in here and shoot it out, and it goes pretty high too sometimes.
It does.
So
I think that's great.
yeah, fantastic. It's a great thing. We love it.
And again, that's part of what you do in terms of community service. That's just part of the.
It's just another way of giving back and making something a little funner, because everyone loves to have a
Yeah.
T-shirt especially when they're from a Canon. And
Oh, absolutely.
We do this at a number of events that we go to. So yeah, it's great.
That is
It's
really
great.
neat.
Yeah.
Really neat. Another thing that we wanted to let our audience know about was the pair concept,
Pear.
which
yes.
is that was completely new to me. I had never heard of this concept, so I'll let you just describe what that is.
PEAR, P-E-A-R, is a program that is run by a company that Big Frog has partnered with, and the purpose of PEAR is to match up national sponsors with local community events. And what you basically do is you have a group of people who want T-shirts, for example, and they will have one person will go onto the PEAR website, which is getpair.com, and they will register for that for PEAR. You look for a sponsor who matches up with your group of what you need. people in your group will follow the sponsor's instructions. Usually it's liking somebody on Facebook, something very simple. You earn points for that.
Okay.
Pair will send a certificate for the number of points you have, which translates into dollars. You can get $500 off the per sponsor off of a T-shirt order, and you bring that certificate into my store, and we take that off of the price of the invoice of the price of the order. And in essence, sometimes if you have enough points, you can get your whole order for free.
That's a great way to support some community service
It's fantastic,
activities.
and everyone is always doing T-shirts for fundraisers. So
Sure.
we're happy to be able to do this. As of now, I'm the only T-shirt provider in Cincinnati, and only one of two in the state of Ohio who has this program available right now.
So if people, I know this is just a short, brief message that you're putting out there, but if people were interested, they should come to Big Frog and talk to you about it.
And yeah, please come see us. And here's one of the flyers. When we do events, we put these in our stuffer bags. We have these in the store for easy, information to hand out to people. And it explains everything. It tells you where to go and what to do. And they can certainly call the store or go to this website and check us out.
And you're located where?
We're located in the Anderson Town Center,
Okay.
Beachmont, 5 Mile, right up the road from here, right next to Macy's and Orange Leaf and all those other wonderful businesses. Yeah.
That's great. I think we wanted to maybe mention a couple of the events that you and I talked about. One was the West Banco event.
Yeah. Every year on Beachmont, they have a community service event where they just provide free entertainment, hot dogs, food, and fun, just a way of giving back to the community. They contacted us last year and asked us if we would be interested in participating in that event with them, and we said absolutely. So once again, we printed up some shirts for them. They had a pirate theme last year, so we printed up some pirate T-shirts for their staff
That's
and
fun.
volunteers to wear. Launched some free T-shirts, and had a ton of fun. It was just a great thing to do.
Does that event benefit something particular, or is it just an awareness of?
I think it's a
Anderson
community
Township
awareness and
awareness?
just a thank you
Okay.
for welcoming West Banco to the community. And
That's nice.
They're a great provider. They've been just a great partner to work with. Absolutely.
And I know you're a member of the chamber.
Yes.
Has
yes.
that been an asset to you to be involved in that?
It truly has been, because you get to meet so many different people, and people have different organizations and different needs, and we're all here to help each other out. And any way that I can help somebody out, I'm always happy to do that. And it's been a great support system.
It's a great way to network.
Absolutely.
I think I go to the luncheons, and everyone always stands up and introduces themselves, and you always meet somebody who's not been there before, and someone who might be an asset to your business.
Absolutely.
In a way to help out.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
That's great. Are you involved with the schools in the area?
Yes, I try to be involved with as many programs and activities as we can. We've helped out Summit Elementary with some of their shirts. We helped with a parent who has children at Sherwood Elementary for a fundraiser. We've done a number of shirts for different high schools in the area as well. So different programs, different projects. Yeah.
T-shirts
everything.
is just a cool thing. I mean,
Yeah.
Everybody likes T-shirts.
And it's a way to communicate your message and promote your cause for what you're doing. So any way that we can help out, we just love doing it. It's just fun. It's a lot of fun.
I'm sure it is. And I know you and I talked about how being an entrepreneur is probably more work than anybody ever imagines it is, but it does have its rewards.
It has its rewards,
well.
and I will say, I thought being an attorney was hard, and I put in long hours at that, doing that, but this trumps that by far.
I understand that. You hear that from anyone who's owned their own business.
Yeah.
So I used to teach, as I told you, business management at Anderson, and we'd get people in to talk to the students about pros and cons, and it was always, you better be into working hard and working long hours, and yes, there are paybacks, but it's definitely a challenge.
It's a commitment and a sacrifice, but with great
Yes.
rewards as well, too. So, absolutely.
That's great. Well, we are just about out of time, but I would like to thank you, Raul, for being our guest today.
Oh.
It's interesting, all the things that you do with the community, and especially the T-shirt launcher. We love that, and wish you luck in your entrepreneurial endeavors. To our guests, thank you for joining us today, and we hope you'll join us next time for It's Your Business.